Hey, Scotties. I hope y'all are having fun working through your menus. I wanted to go over the first day of school procedures and routines. I even have notes to keep me on track. But the first day is, and the first several days are crazy busy. So there are a couple of things that I need you to know. First, the first 3 days of school, every single adult in the building is on duty. Um, and we will send out an email that has stations for our aides and specials teachers, classroom teachers. At 7 o'clock, you are in your room ready to receive children. We have them go in. Parents can come in and drop them off. They can say hello to you. It just is an easier transition, especially for our younger kids. Now, that second and third day, when you're going over how class works, how school works, you need to be practicing with them how to sit in the hallway. Where do they go after breakfast? So that they are fully aware of how to do school come Monday morning. So be sure that you are practicing that. Remember that they sit in the hallway and they sit facing your door. We're not sitting side to side so they can turn and talk easily, and they're to be reading a book. So those are all things that you should practice those first, at least two of those days when we get to school. Um, the morning will take a whole lot longer than normal. Last year, our breakfast line was wrapped around the main hallway. For whatever reason, those first few days, well, I'll tell you what it is, the kindergartners don't know their names. And so they come through, they slow things down a bit. So announcements will come on later, and kids will be coming to your class later just because it's taking so long for them to get through the line. So we're very lenient with tardies that first week or two of school just because there's that adjustment. What else? For kids, you need to ask them how they're getting home. If you do not know how a kid is getting home, do not wait until 3 o'clock. Don't do it. Please let us know as soon as possible. The best thing you can do is with your white attendance sheet, put a sticky on it and put, "These kids do not know how to get home," and give us first name and last name, and we will start calling parents. You need to start calling parents and specials at lunchtime. We need to make sure by noon everybody knows how they're getting home. So that is a priority. You'll need to send up a lunch count. Of course, that'll happen every day. That's nothing new. Right here, I've got to go talk to Christy, and I'm going to come back with a quick video on attendance because there's going to be special attendance rules for those first several days of school. So I'll follow up this video with that. Dismissal, I'm going to tell you right now, the first 3 days to 4 days will last an eternity. And you're going to sit here and you're going to say, "Oh, she just means 20 minutes. No, I mean like 45 minutes. It's horrible the first several days of school. Kids don't remember the proper procedures. Kindergartners don't know their names. They're falling asleep in the lunch line. It just takes forever. And we have a ton of parents who opt to pick up their kids or don't have busing. And so the volume of kids that we're sending out the front door is quite a bit. So for that reason, we're going to make sure that we are in our dismissal locations early with plenty of time to spare. And we'll probably start sending walkers out early. Walk-ups out early just to start alleviating some of the congestion with parents coming up. So around 2:55, I will call kinder and first grade to start making their way down to their dismissal locations. And remember, you start with the furthest classroom in the hall. So, for example, Miss Pruitt will start the transition. So Miss Pruitt, I don't know what you are, so I'm making it up. If you're car riders, you're going to go to the next classroom and you're going to collect the car riders. and drop off whatever she has. So if the next classroom is buses, you're going to leave your bus kids there, pick up the car riders. And then you go to the next classroom and you're going to pick up Gerald's car riders. And if she's walk-ups, leave her walk-ups with her. And then you're going to go to Hambrick's room and pick up Hambrick's car riders. And so you can see how there's this constant, once Pruitt passes, then Amanda Russell will come out next and continue down the hallway, so that there are always adults with kids. There should never, under any circumstance, be kids in the hallway without an adult present. So K1 will start around 2:55. 2-3 will start around 3 o'clock, and 4-5 will start around 3:05. We will call you to come down. Now, 4th grade, your specials are out at 3:05, so we will get, as soon as you get back into your classrooms and we make that call, then just turn right around and come out. It's all I'm going to ask is do not wait. Do not start before we call you, because we're keeping an eye on the hallway, making sure it's not congested. And 4th and 5th grade teachers and 3rd grade teachers, you have kids who've done school, but these kindergartners are like herding sometimes wild and feral cats, because they're here and there and everywhere, and they're learning to walk in a line. And if you have one kid cut through that line or run through them, they scatter like ants, and it is so hard. So we're going to make sure those transition times they're sufficient for that whole grade level to get through. Remember that when you are on bus duty, those students are in the music room and they're lined up by bus. We'll have the bus rosters there. Every student must be checked off the bus roster. Nobody can add a kid into the bus roster. If we don't put them on there, you need to verify with the front office that this kid is in fact supposed to be riding. We had an issue early on in the year with a kid not being on the list, and then they got written in on the list, and the parent shows up to pick them up, and they're kindergartners on a bus going somewhere. So do not write names in. Car riders are going in the cafeteria, sitting by grade level. Kinder and 1st grade, you guys are going to be in there for a while. So I would think of, there's a quiet game you could play. Can you play I Spy? Or there's some quiet sit-down activities that they could do, or have a book basket that you can pass down and they can be looking at books while they're waiting. But just be prepared for that. And make sure you know their names, even if you have to have name tags on every kid so you can see when we call for Johnny, everybody needs to be walking down that kinder aisle looking for Johnny. The walk-ups, once that hallway clears, K2 walk-ups, y'all are welcome to come out into the hallway and sit down. And then the walkers, again, you'll make your way to the back, the front hallway, the very end. And you will be waiting for the bell to ring to release. And just a reminder that when you release walk-ups, it is to be an orderly dismissal, and we walk them all the way down to the alleyway. Kids should not be running, pushing, cutting. If they are on school property, they are walking in a line, and that means a line on the front sidewalk across the front of the school. Y'all did a great job with it last year and getting them under control and dismissing the church side first, and y'all did great. We just need to keep that up. Let me think. Looking at my notes, I think that's about everything. Just remember that those first several days, it's procedures, procedures, procedures. And then 3rd, 4th, and 5th, y'all are probably good to start transitioning into your normal flow of school. But our K1 and into 2, it's procedures for a long time ad nauseum. You can never say it too much. And remember that behavior you ignore is behavior you permit. And so if you don't correct the behavior or state the expectation, you will have behaviors you don't like, and they will be trained to do that. So just procedure, procedure, procedure. And I believe I believe that's it. Those first 3 days back will be a jeans week. So the first day will be jeans and our new Scotty shirts. Thursday is obviously jeans and Scotty tees. And then Friday is jeans and we blue out. So any blue Temple shirts are perfectly fine. Looking over my notes, I think that's everything. So enjoy, and I'll be right back with attendance information. Have a great Scotty day.